بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ربنا عليك توكلنا وإليك أنبنا وإليك المصير، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم. سعادة الدكتور بخيت أحمد المهري، الوكيل لوزارة التعليم العالي والبحث العلمي والابتكار، راعي الحفل، رئيس التنفيذي لدار العربية للبحوث، الفاضل عمرو عبد الله بعبود، أصحاب السعادة، الوكلاء والسفراء الكرام، الرؤساء التنفيذيين المحترمين، أيها الحفل الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يشرفني بالأصالة عن نفسي أيمن بن عيسى النعماني، والنيابة عن دار العربية للبحوث وفريق جيدكس أن أتقدم إليكم بجزيل الشكر والتقدير على حضوركم وتشريفكم حفل افتتاح مؤتمر وجوائز مهارات المستقبل وتنمية الموارد البشرية. إن رؤية عمان 2040 بوابة السلطنة لعبور التحديات ومواكبة المتغيرات الإقليمية والعالمية، واستثمار الفرص المتاحة وتوليد الجديد منها، من أجل التعزيز التنافس الاقتصادي والرفاه الاجتماعي وتحفيز النمو والثقة في العلاقات الاقتصادية والاجتماعية والتنموية في كافة محافظات السلطنة، وإيمانا منا بالتوافق الكلي بين أهمية مهارات المستقبل وتنمية الموارد البشرية ورؤية 2040. فإننا وبفضل الله وحضوركم الكريم قد نظمنا هذا الحفل بهدف زيادة الوعي والتثقيف في هذا المجال. ومن هنا أتشرف بدعوة الرئيس التنفيذي لدار العربية للبحوث عمرو عبد الله بعبود لإلقاء كلمته، فليتفضل مشكورا.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. His Excellency Dr. Bakhit Al-Mahri, Under-Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation, Your Excellencies, sponsors and supporters, expert speakers, leadership teams, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Future Skills and HRD event. After our successful COMEX event 2 weeks ago on big data, we continue to meet at the highest level, from academia, corporate, and government sectors, all together here to discuss some of the most vital topics. I'm very proud of the turnout of HR professionals, decision makers, policy makers, deans, HR experts, students, and job seekers here today. The future belongs to generalists. The world has changed, but our philosophy around skills development has been too slow. Today's dynamic complexity needs the ability to succeed in unclear and poorly defined situations. Over the past 50 years, we have focused on core competence, unique skills, deep expertise, and this was the key to success to developing specialization that allowed many people to climb the professional ladder. It wasn't enough just to be a doctor. One had to specialize further, perhaps in cardiology. But it wasn't enough just to be a cardiologist. One also had to specialize further, perhaps to become a cardiac surgeon. And it wasn't just in medicine, it was in almost all professions. The message was clear. Focus on developing an expertise and you'll rise through the ranks and earn more money. The approach worked, and many of today's leaders succeeded through specialization. But past performance is no guarantee of success. We are now rethinking our focus on depth. This doesn't mean that the depth of expertise is useless. It's just that our world is changing so rapidly that those who have more tools in their possession will be better to navigate the uncertainty. To make it in today's world, it's important to be agile and flexible. So how do we do this? To begin, it's important to zoom out and pay more attention to the context in which we're making decisions. Read the whole paper, not just a section about your industry. If your primary focus is oil and gas, study the dynamics affecting the retail sector, for example. If you're a finance professional, why not read a book on marketing? Think bigger and wider than you ever have before. Another strategy is to think about how unrelated developments may affect each other. Study the interconnections between different industries and imagine how changes in one domain can affect that in another domain. Because generalists have a set of tools to draw from, they are able to dynamically adjust their course of action as the situation evolves. Think of how the world rapidly changed with the invention of the internet and wireless technologies. Jeff Bezos, for example, one of the most successful people in the world, he didn't challenge his competitors and win. In fact, he was a newcomer to retail, but he was able to quickly adapt and seize the huge opportunity. Many forward-looking companies look for multifunctional experience when hiring. This is essential for large companies where employees jump from one team to another. They value problem solvers who have general cognitive ability over role-related knowledge. Organizations evolved quickly. If you just hire someone to do one specific job, but then your company requirements change, we need to be sure that that person is suitable for another position immediately. If you're relatively new to the workforce, and I know that we have some people here today who are job seekers or have recently joined work, the advice is to manage your career around obtaining a diversity of experiences. The analytical capabilities, such as basic statistical skills and critical reasoning, will do well when competing against those who are more domain-focused. The one certainty about the future is that it is uncertain. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence and technological innovation have commoditized information. The skill of generating the dots is losing value. It is now about connecting the dots. The key skill of the future is not quite a skill, it is a way of thinking. It's a philosophy and approach. And it's critical you adopt it as soon as you can. IBM did a study which looked at the real skills that business leaders need over the next 3 years, and the results may surprise you. The research, which included surveys across 50 countries and over 6,000 executives, showed that approximately 120 million professionals need to be reskilled to deal with AI and new digital business environments. And the biggest gaps are not actually digital skills, but behavioral skills. This research reinforces the fact that while digital and technical skills are in high demand, they can be fairly filled quite quickly. More than 50% of chief human resource officers tell us that people coming out of college actually have the digital skills. But what they're missing is the complex problem solving, teamwork, and business understanding. The data is clear. Digital skills gap are being addressed, but the leadership and behavioral skills are not. If we can get the graph on, please, Sadiq. I'll be sharing a graph with you now. If you look at this list, I'm not sure how clear you're able to see it. If you're able to zoom into this list, you'll see a set of topics which we deal with every day. These are the skills in blue. So these skills are about trying to adapt to constant change, prioritizing our time to work on the most important things, learning to listen and collaborate in a team, and understanding how to communicate our findings, our ideas, and our recommendations. These soft skills are complex and behavioral in nature, and they now represent what they call uniquely human skills. They cannot be done by machines yet. If you have a look here, you'll see between 2016 and 2018, only 2-year gap, there was a survey done which showed which are the skills most critical for members of the workforce. The blue skills, behavioral skills, including time management, working in teams, communication, in 2016 were generally lower than the ones in gray, which are the hardest skills, the analytical skills, the technical skills. Within 2 years, you can see how that's changed, with the behavioral skills becoming more important. This is 2018, 3 years ago, so imagine how much has changed since then, and it will continue to change as well. So our biggest opportunity is to grow and learn, is to use all these tools and integrate them into our work and build a team of people who can help our businesses grow and evolve. If we can move to the next graph. Consider this data here. It plots the relative wage growth, so the salary growth of 4 types of jobs. Low social and low math, which we call highly routine. Low social, high math. Technical, but not team-orientated. High skill, low math. This is complex, managerial, but not technical. And finally, high skill and high math. The complex and managerial and technical. What it shows is that over the last 30 years, highly routine jobs have decreased in value. Jobs such as simple assembly work, for example. Technical jobs, such as engineers, have slightly fallen behind, partly because of the technology that's changing, which allows those jobs to become more automated. It's the jobs with high social skills, so sales, leadership, project managers, marketing, which have really increased in value. And those which require both technical and managerial skills have increased the most. Even the job of data scientists are becoming more hybrid now. Highly paid data scientists are now expected to understand how to interpret data, consult with their internal clients, and communicate their ideas in a business-relevant way. In the case of HR, it's like the full-stack HR manager. Full stack refers to an engineer that knows everything from hardware to operating systems to database to user interface. Plus, we need to understand their technology, economics, behavioral science, and business. But what it basically means is that just offering a lot of digital training to your employees is not enough. You need to think about offering your people a wide range of development opportunities, including formal development, self-directed learning, development assignments, and internal mobility within an organization. One of the things that the IBM research points out is that while the lifetime of skills is decreasing, so once you've learned a skill, the time by which that skill becomes redundant and not useful anymore is becoming less and less. The time to develop skills has also gone up. In 2014, companies estimated it took 3 days to develop the new skills that they needed. Today, they estimate it takes 36 days, so more than almost 10 times as long as in 2014. What this means, what this calls for is building corporate capability academies, focus on all the things you need to upskill, reskill, and engage people in the complex skills that they need. Now back to this event here today. We have made sure that this event covers all the relevant and most important aspects of this ever-evolving topic. Skills for future jobs. But let's not kid ourselves, the future is already here. The fourth industrial revolution, employable skills, learning and skill development, research, HRD, careers, education 4.0, and youth employment, one of the most critical areas of focus worldwide. We have a very strong list of speakers if you have a look at the program, and I thank you all for your value for being here. Along with our supporters, who you can see on the branding, the Ministry of Higher Education, Research and Innovation, Ministry of Education, OITS, the Oman Information Technology Society, the Oman Society for Educational Technology, OPAL, Majan University College, National University for Science and Technology, Muscat University, Muscat College, Scientific College of Design, and You Thinkers. For your skills and HRD requirements, these are the experts and are highly recommended and trusted and helped us to make this event happen today. Also, a big thank you to our GHEDEX team, made of mainly young Omanis who we're so proud of. I encourage all of you to meet, network, discuss, and make the most out of this opportunity, both physically and online, over the next 3 days. I hope you enjoy the show, and we'll be sharing the outcomes of this event in the coming days. Thank you very much.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellency Bakhit Ahmed Al-Mahri, Under-Secretary, Ministry of Higher Education, Your Excellencies, Ambassadors, CEOs, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and welcome to the Future Skills and HRD event. Thank you, Amar, for the introduction to Future Skills and HRD, and the future is now.